Hey, which way are we going? Thank you. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of the Stringing It Together podcast. My name is Becky, and I'm coming to you from Frankfurt, Germany. So thank you so much for watching, whether you have watched before or if this is your first time. Welcome, and I really hope that you enjoy it. If you have watched before, you may notice we are in a different location. Ta-da! We are in my living room today, which I'm hoping will become my just craft haven, and it's already becoming that, which is wonderful. Yay! So I bought this vintage sewing table at a flea market a couple weeks ago. So now I have the perfect space for my sewing machine, and we're hoping to kind of do some furniture rearranging later this summer so that it can become the thing of dreams. And yeah, another reason for me being in here is that I'm trying out some new suggestions that you guys gave me. Thank you, about ways to kind of help with the autofocus going a little crazy while I'm recording. So I hope that it helps. We'll see. I'm farther away from my background. I'm farther away from the camera, and we're experimenting. We're working it out. You can find me on social media as Soprano Knits on Instagram, and Ravelry is where I'm most active. And we have a Ravelry group called the Stringing It Together podcast group, which you can find by searching in the groups tab, or I don't think I mentioned this, it's always linked below this episode, so that's the easiest place to get to it, I think. We have been hosting a knit along in the Ravelry group. It has been our Keep Knittin' Kit and Cal, which of course I co-hosted with my good friend Hannah of the Corner of Craft YouTube channel and the Crafty Chat podcast. And that has ended. Today is July 3rd, so it ended 2 days ago on the 1st. And we have drawn winners for that. So please stick around to the end of the episode. I found that works better. I'll try to remember to put a timestamp below if you participated. And if you didn't, then you don't have to wait until the end. Or you don't have to watch it now, basically. So anyway, yeah, but thank you guys so much for participating in that. We've had a couple people suggest that maybe we make it an annual thing, because you could really never have enough Stephen West patterns in your life, if you ask me. So yeah, we might. So Hannah and I had a ton of fun doing that, and yeah, you might have seen some pictures in the intro of us goofing around, trying to take sort of Stephen West inspired photo shoots on the last day that we hung out, because Hannah will no longer be my neighbor when I come back. She's in Estonia right now. We're just gonna miss each other when I leave and she comes back, and then she's moving, which is really sad. I feel like it hasn't really hit me yet. I don't think it'll completely sink in until she's gone and I can't just knock on her door every day. But I'll go and visit, and yes. Enough for the sadness. I want to talk about some happiness, and I just want to say thank you again. I did it last time, but thank you so much again for your continued support of my newest sock pattern, or my only sock pattern so far that's been published, my Taunus socks, as well as the New Depths heel, which is a heel that I designed for people with deeper insteps. And it comes with the sock pattern, or it's available to purchase separately if you just want the heel. But I don't know what's normal, but it's done a lot better than my other patterns, and I've gotten a lot of love for the pattern, and I don't know, I'm just kind of speechless. Thank you so much. I talked a few episodes ago about how I'm working on like making this a part of my career and a part of my income. And I don't know, it's just really exciting to see, you know, that people enjoy it. And I don't know, thank you. Like it really means a lot to me. So anyway, yay. And I was trying to think, like, do you guys want to do a knit along for the socks? Like maybe something kind of informal through the summer. We could have a few prizes. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. No pressure, but could be fun. I've never done a knit along for one of my patterns before, so that could be cool. Let's talk about knitting. So I have 0 finished objects. I wanted to get some done, but they're not done, sadly. I have been in a weird place with knitting these past few weeks. I don't know. There's been a lot going on. But I'll talk about some of the things I have currently on the needles. And the first one is my Siri cardigan, which I honestly don't think I've worked on it since I showed you last, because I ordered 9-inch circular needles for the sleeve and they didn't arrive. I ordered them from a company here in Germany, and they sent me an email that I thought was an order confirmation, so I didn't look at it. But then when I didn't receive them for like over a week, which in Germany is a long time for within the country, I looked at the email and they were out of stock when they sold it to me, and then just said they were gonna hold on to my money and send it when they arrive. So I've been waiting for, I think, 3 weeks now, and they're not here, so I'm just gonna cancel that order and try to find some in the US. Although I don't think I'm gonna bring that project with me to the States. It's a bulky project, it's summer, I have some other priorities. It'll be here for when I get back, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it here. So that's that. My shawl for the Keep Knitting Kit and Cal, which I did not finish. I still do not know what I want to do for the colors. So I also think that that might stay here. Although, I don't know. If I give myself permission to buy like one more skein of yarn, that kind of will make my color palette complete. Thank you all for your suggestions. I think I've decided that I don't want to go for the orange vibe. I want to keep it a little bit more muted. And again, I'm in the middle of a row. This always happens. I didn't get super far. I maybe put like an inch on, but the rows are really, really long now. So anyway, I didn't say what this is. This is my Speckled Faye Dotted Rays by Stephen West. And you can find yarn info if you're interested on my Ravelry page. Didn't do a lot of work. Not going to talk about it very much. So that is that. What else? Looking on the list. Missing a whip. Yes. Hang on. They're still in my purse from last night. Living in my Seaworthy Knots bag, I have a pair of socks, and I am knitting these 2 at a time. And they are Blueberry Waffle Socks, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. And because I'm not actually reading the pattern, I totally forgot who designed it, which is bad. I will put it on the screen. And this is where I am with them. So this yarn is actually yarn that Kelly dyed herself of Seaworthy Knots, and I won this in a prize. So that's what the blue yarn is, and this, on the contrasting on the cuff is some Erbsblatt Regina in the Melting Snowman colorway. I knit another pair of socks in that, so I had some left over. And I'm gonna also put it on the toes. I decided to just keep the heels in the blue, and I did a new duck's heel. My blocker's over there. Giving myself lots to edit. Doobity-doo. What's the deal here? Okay, cool. So here they are on the sock blocker. So I'm very close to being done. Woohoo! This is only my second pair of socks that I've ever knit 2 at a time. My first pair of socks was a more heavily patterned sock. It was a bad idea to do that for my first sock. But this is a very simple pattern, and it's totally great to do 2 at a time. And I've kind of figured out yarn management. You just have to turn your needles, it's not that hard. You just have to turn your needles one way on one side and then the other way on the other side. And you can train yourself to get used to it. The first couple times, you know, you forget a few times because you're just going on autopilot, but yeah. So I've actually really enjoyed knitting them 2 at a time, and they have really flown. This has been my travel knitting that I've taken on the train. knitting that I've been taking to the opera. Because I think I had like, how many? I had 17 performances this month. That's insane. I didn't have a day off. We had 17 performances at the opera. So I got some backstage knitting done. Yeah, although not a lot. I didn't have a lot of time in the dressing room for either opera. But anyway, these are looking good and I'm excited to have them. So yeah, this yarn is super beautiful and I'm a fan. So Kelly, you did a really good job and maybe you should start dyeing yarn and selling it in your shop. I'm just saying. Anyway, hey, so that is a new whip that will soon be done. And my new design that I showed you guys last time. I cast on the second one and I got this far. It didn't get very far. However, I have written up the pattern. Can you see that? There. So it's ready to go and I'm excited to announce that I am doing a collaboration for this new sock pattern. And yeah, I'm doing a collaboration with Hannah of the Corner of Craft, who has designed a beautiful little cloud progress keeper that is amazing. And yeah, also Gabby of Once Upon a Corgi, and I am so excited. I love Gabby. We're friends. We've never met in real life, but I think that might change on this trip because she has to come to New York to see me. I told her. And yeah, we chat a lot and I'm really excited. Her colorways are so beautiful and I think they really lend themselves well to what I want for this pattern. And yeah, I'm really excited. So she's actually gonna send me yarn to my parents' house in the US so that I can get the samples knit up then. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys soon. So I don't know, I might not even like work on this second sock for the one I already knit because that's not going to be the final yarn. I think I'll knit it eventually because otherwise like I'll just have one sock, but it's not a priority. Speaking of priorities, my fiber company designs have been on the back burner because I'm scared of them. It is a color work design and I have not knit that much color work, let alone tried to design any. And color work gauge is really weird. I knit a gauge in stockinette, or a swatch in stockinette, which I'm really glad I did, because then I started swatching in color work and the gauge changes so much. And like the row gauge, rows go this way, the row gauge and the stitch gauge is like almost the same, and I was like, what? Because your row gauge is always longer. It's just so weird. But anyway, I'm getting down to business on that. I did a bunch of number crunching last night and I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. Yes, I'm gonna cast it on. That's a big part of what I want to do in the States is just get that knit, get that done, because it's stressing me out. I'm excited about it. I gave myself a lot of work and a huge challenge and now I'm on a deadline. So gotta do it. Yeah. Okay, other knitting stuff. Acquisitions. Yeah, I mentioned this last time that I broke my yarn diet seal. I did pretty well though. I mean, I lasted 3 months without buying any yarn. Well, definitely without buying any like nice yarn. I might have bought like a 50-gram ball of sock yarn or something, but that's a couple of euros, so that doesn't really count. But I bought all of this. It's a linen bouquet. This yarn is awesome. I've never knit with linen before, but that will soon change. So this is Lino Muka. I hope I'm saying that right. It's 100% Lithuanian linen, and it is exclusively at, hope you can see that, at Bolin Berlin. And it's a light fingering weight, made in Lithuania, I said that. So yes, I got, well originally, because I can't read, I thought that these were 100-gram skeins, which would have been a ridiculous price because these were €5 each, which is very inexpensive. Yeah, they're 50-gram skeins. I thought they were 100, so I only bought 3. And then I freaked out, and I looked online. I thought, whatever, I'll just buy more. And they were sold out of this color. And I want to knit a tank top in it, I think, or a t-shirt. I'm not sure, I'm sure what I want to knit. But some sort of garment, right? So this is not enough because I have to hold it double and it's 50 grams. So then I contacted lovely Vollen, and they were like, well, we have some set aside for a personal project, but we're gonna get more and we'll send it to you so that I can have it and take it home for my trip. So that was so, so sweet. And now I have 6. Yay. So I'm really excited. Yes, and then I also got a couple other colors to mess with. This is light rose. This is peach. And this is gray blue. So I have some ideas, but I'm not totally sure. But then I had this plan, because I was just gonna make, obviously, a solid color thing. I hope I have some left over, because their color palette is so beautiful, and I think that they all go so well together, that I was thinking of making a linen parachute, all out of linen of this yarn. I just think it would be so awesome. Or just any linen yarn, you know, like I could ask friends, especially after the linen along linen cow. I want to call it the linen along because I think it sounds funny. Linen along. But it's the linen cow hosted by Hannah Lisa of Hannah on the Road. And yeah, it's really cool. Just knit with linen. Just do it. Do it. So look at her podcast and her Ravelry group, because she has a lot of suggestions for linen yarns and for linen projects, and like that's the perfect thing to knit this summer. So this is gonna be some joy knitting for me when I'm home, and I cannot wait. So look at all of that. But the parachute thing is really tempting. But I think I wanna make something a little bit more practical that I could wear to work, you know, a sensible top in a single color, and I'm dropping it everywhere. So that was a big acquisition. And then this one's really special. This is the problem with having the background so far behind me. This is by Hannah. Hannah dyed me yarn, and it's so beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. I can't decide what to do with it. I mean, I think I'll probably just make socks. Not just. I'm gonna make an awesome pair of socks in this awesome freaking yarn. Part of me wants to bring it home because it's so special and knit it when I'm home on vacay. Part of me wants to savor it. And then I don't know if I should just do vanilla socks and just let the yarn shine, or should I knit a pattern sock and maybe that would make it shine differently. I don't know, but I love it so much. And everyone needs to go bug her and tell her that, like, yes, she is good enough to dye and sell yarn, because this is beautiful. There are these amazing speckles in here. I hope you can see that. I can't see the little screen. Oh, it's like really, it's like orange and peaches, but it's also like muted. Like it's showing up actually a little bit brighter than it really is. It's actually a little bit more of a brown neutral tone. It's just so cool. I love it. Okay. Thank you, Hannah. You're amazing. I should probably just knit it, because I'm gonna have a lot more of Hannah's yarn, because I'm gonna buy all of it when she starts selling it. So there you go. It's one of my most special skeins that I have in my stash now, so I'm just so excited. Okay, so let's move on to sewing, because yes, there has been some sewing. And you might notice, especially if you follow me on Instagram, that I'm wearing a sewing finished object. This is the Bettine dress by Tilly and the Buttons. And I guess I'll try to kind of stand up and show it to you. Dee-dee. I've been wearing it, so it's a little wrinkly. Dee-dee. I did the version with the pockets. Okay, whatever, you get it. It's like a dress. You get the main shape. Maybe I could put a picture of me wearing it. It's pretty awesome. I have to say that I'm really proud of myself. This is the first dress I've ever sewed. It's the first pockets I've ever made. I had to make an elastic waistband, which I've never done before. there was a lot of firsts. I used iron-on interfacing, yeah, and there were a lot of steps. It took me a long time, or a lot of hours, but I sort of like did it in a day and a half. I was just obsessed. I also sewed it, I almost said knit, sewed it out of like I guess just like a quilting cotton, like that kind of weight. I don't know anything about fabric weights, you guys, or like the names, because I'm following patterns in English, but I live in Germany, so I don't even know what these things mean in English, let alone what the German translations are. So it called for like a cotton lawn or a crepe, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. I found some other cotton things, but they were see-through. And okay, maybe this is a little bit heavier than what the pattern called for, and that definitely did create a little bit of an issue. It fits great. However, it's hard to get on and off. Like, it's hard to get it over my boobs and my butt, basically. And I think that's just because there's zero give to the fabric. It's not stretchy at all, you know. Because I think the size is good. But you know, like when you go and try on clothes in a store and you're in the fitting room and like you have that moment with like your arms above your head and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go out there with like this thing above my head and my underwear and they're gonna have to cut me out of this dress. Like that's kind of how I felt when I put it on. But it's okay, like I can get it on, I'm just careful, you know, but it's not one of those like beach, you know, put it on over your swimsuit going to the beach. Like, no, that would be awkward. Yeah. So anyway, I am really happy with it. It's my first dress. Like, heck yeah. So that's really exciting. And then I also sewed a top, which I think I talked about last time. And here it is. I used this fabric again. So this is the Willow Top the Willow Tank by Gray Lion Studios. So it's clouds on one side, stars on the back. So this matches my shorts that I made. Yeah, out of a duvet cover that I repurposed, and I really love this. Again, kind of proud. I had to do make my own bias binding and do that for the first time. I also had to sew darts for the first time, which I have to say for my, where is that? Can you even see it? Where is it? They're right there. For my first time, I think that's pretty dang good. So yeah, so this was sort of my test because I have fabric for another one that I spent a little bit more money on. Well, a lot more considering an entire giant duvet cover that I still have half of was €1. So I just kind of wanted to test out the pattern, and I'm glad I did. I think that was a really good idea. Now it'll make a lot more sense to me because there were some steps that, more than the Tilly and the Buttons patterns, this pattern assumed that I knew a lot more than I do. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos and sort of figured stuff out from there. So yeah, so that is done. And I have a work in progress, which is another Bettine dress. When I made this one, the idea was that I really wanted something that I could take home to the US and wear on my trip as like a fun summer dress. And I may or may not take this one because of what I've already mentioned, that it's a little bit hard to get on. It's also a little bit shorter than I'm usually comfortable with. Yeah. I mean, it's above my knee. I'm not really, oh man. Ooh, ah. So that's where it fits, it hits. I have really long legs, but also it's like, there's not a whole lot of room in here. It's kind of pencil skirty. Awkward, guys. I'm doing weird stuff today. But where is it? I got some jersey fabric to try to sew it in jersey because Tilly does have a hack for that on her thingy. What is it called? Her blog. So I bought this fabric, which I'm crazy about. Is this just a scrap of it? What is this? Maybe this is part of, I don't know where this came from, but this is the fabric. And you can see it is a little bit see-through. So I think I'm gonna have to wear a slip under it, but it's really light and airy. And also since it's a darker color, that when it's on, I don't think it's really gonna be that see-through. What are these pieces to? This is just like squares. Is that the skirt? No. Okay, sorry, I don't know. So I started the top. This is going to be the top. Those are the shoulders. And I was trying to do the neckline. And I did it wrong, so I had to rip it out after I zigzag stitched it, so that was really not fun to rip out. And I need to make it a little bit shorter, and yeah, again, it's just like inexperience, and that even some of the things that she says, her patterns are really clear, but it said like, if you find that it's gaping, rip it out and cut off an inch and try it again. And I was like, what does she mean by like gapey? Like, what does she mean? I kind of first interpreted that as like, it's not sewn all the way on, like maybe if you run out, because you're supposed to kind of stretch it as you sew it. But I think what she means is that it's not lying flat around the neckline. It's kind of like going wobbly. And that's basically what it was doing. And then I was like, oh, but I already zigzag stitched it, so I had to rip it out. Yes. I'm also not going to do the pockets. She recommends you don't. And yeah, it's super drapey fabric, so I think they would just be floppy. But it's backwards. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I really like this fabric. It's like something I could wear to work, and yet it's really funky. And yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this. So I will report back on that. Check my Instagram to see if I get this done before my vacation, which I leave for on Friday and today's Monday. So that's soon. Okay. Acquisitions. I did buy this fabric. I did buy this fabric since I talked to you last. And this was awesome. This was already pretty cheap. It was like €7 a yard on sale, or a meter. And then they only charged me for one, which I didn't think about until I got home, or on the way home. I was like, why was that so cheap? Because I bought some other stuff too. So that was nice. And then I have this, which is a giant stack of mostly complete, I think, fat quarters from Hannah. Hannah had her sewing machine here, and she never really messed with it, but she did take it back to the UK, and she's gonna start sewing. I'm saying it now. But a lot of them are like polka dots, or cute little stripes, or cupcakes. So I don't know what I'll make from this. If I start to do some quilting at some point, I don't know. But it's really cool. I'm like having a little fabric stash, and I have to find where to put it. But it is really cool. So thank you, Hannah. I will try to make something cool with those. I just don't know what yet, but they're inspiring just sitting there. So that's good. Yeah. So that is it for making stuff, really. So I guess what I'll do is I will go on to a little bit of life, and then I'll do the prizes like really, really at the end. Also because I just realized that I wrote down all the prizes and I like forgot to actually draw the winners. I was like really concerned with like getting all the correct information of the prize donators. Yeah. Anyway, life. So as I mentioned, June has been very busy. I had 17 opera performances. So 4 to 5 every weekend. It was crazy. The last one was last night. I've been doing a lot of teaching. Yeah, I guess that's it. It's just with the operas it's been a lot because most of my evenings have been gone for that. And then this past week, my friend Paul, who's one of my oldest and closest friends, came to visit. So he's American, he's an actor. He was doing a tour of a play in Romania and Hungary, which is super cool. And then he spent the last couple days of his trip here with me in Frankfurt. So I was playing tour guide. We went to Heidelberg, which I got some footage of that. I kind of like decided halfway through the day, like, oh, maybe I should vlog this. So there might be a vlog coming. I'm not sure. It depends on how much I can get done this week because there's a lot happening. I have to pack, I have to blah. And I have my visa appointment, my visa Verlängerung Termin, which is like just lengthening my visa, which is all, it's just terrifying going there. Stopped recording. Okay. And that's it. And then I am headed to the US on Friday, which is crazy. Oh, and Nathan came. Nathan! I got to give Nathan a pair of socks that I knit for him like 3 months ago. We haven't seen each other since April, and he was here for 30 hours. long distance sucks, you guys. But I'm gonna head back there to London in August shortly after I get back for a little visit. And then life-changing, Ryanair is going to start flying from the main airport in Frankfurt in September. So I really think that's gonna be life-changing. Ryanair, if you don't know, is a very, very inexpensive airline in Europe. It has kind of a bad reputation. You have to be really careful so that you don't get like charged all these fees. But if you're going on a really short trip and you don't need a lot of luggage, it can be extremely cheap. But the problem is that usually they fly out of airports that are really far away from the city center. And the one in Frankfurt is extremely hard to get to, and the only flights that fly to London from there on Ryanair leave at like 6 in the morning, which means that you have to leave to get to the airport at like 2 in the morning. And yeah, I have not wanted to do that. So I haven't. But this is going to be so much better than flying from the central airport. So looking forward to that. Why am I talking about that? I don't know. Oh, Nathan came to visit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm very excited to go home. I also feel like that hasn't really hit me yet. I have to get through this week. I have my visa appointment and stuff. But I know it'll be really nice. I probably will not podcast while I'm there. I'm not going to bring my nice camera because I want to pack as light as possible. And I might do some vlogging though. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I know that you guys understand. I haven't been home in a year, and I'm excited. But yeah, it's been interesting closing the season last night, and they had a big party at the opera because everyone who's full-time gets to have 6 weeks of vacation now. I'm so jealous. Everyone kept coming up to me and being like, Schöne Ferien, or Schönen Ferien? Schönes Ferien? Grammar. Basically, they were like, have a nice vacation, and I just wanted to be like, I don't get one. I mean, I am going to the US for 3 weeks, but I don't get 6 weeks of vacation like they do. Jealous. Someday, when I have a fest job. Someday. Anyway, it was really interesting just to kind of like see how far I've come, I guess. When I remember my first rehearsal at the opera about 9 months ago and now, it's just such a huge difference from how terrified I was and how uncomfortable I was with my German. And, you know, I still have a lot to learn in my German and a really long way to go, but I can get by now. I can stumble through conversations. I can have conversations, and it's exciting. It's been a journey, a crazy, crazy journey. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to go home, and I think what I hope is that I'll come back just refreshed and kind of ready to kick next season's ass, because I'm more equipped now to, I think, really hustle and really go for it, and I'm just ready. I'm ready for life to be how I want it to be. You know, I would just love to, you know, in this my 30th year, to just sort of become, you know, grow into really what I want to have. I think it's time. And what I want to have is, you know, a solo career singing opera and like a thriving knitwear design business, because I love both of those things and I worked so hard and I want it. It's time. So anyway, that was kind of a rant, but if you are leaving us now, if you're not checking out the prizes, thank you so much for watching. Do check out the Ravelry group. Let me know if you want to do a knit along for the socks, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much. And if you are here for the prizes, I'm gonna go actually draw the winners, and then I'll be right back to tell you who won. But it's gonna be new for all of us. Woohoo! And we're back with some prize winners. So if you won a prize, we have one non-physical prize, or it is physical but we don't have it. If you have won a prize that needs to be sent by us, please contact Hannah. Hannah is the corner of craft on Ravelry. Send her a direct message as soon as possible with your address so we can try to get those out to you before Hannah leaves. Otherwise, you have to wait till after I come back. So hopefully you watch this in time. You have about a week. So also, every single winner receives their choice of an Amy Weeks pattern. So thank you so much, Amy, for that donation. So I think the best way is probably if you get in touch with Amy directly, and I will let her know the Ravelry names of the winners. But yeah, she is Inked Indigo on Ravelry, and if you search for her, you can also find obviously her patterns, and you can let her know which one that you would like. So yes, so let's get on with it. The first prize, which is a kitten toy book, so it shows you how to knit little kitten toys, a tea bag wallet that was handmade by the donator, and a delicious marshmallow is, oh, I'm sorry, they were donated by Claire of Beautiful Things. So thank you so much, Claire. Claire also has a podcast, the Beautiful Things podcast, and an Etsy shop, so go and check her out. The winner is Emma Knits Too. So congratulations, Emma. Emma lives in Australia, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, she knit a fringed shawl by Stephen West. So yes, and it's going to be cold there soon, or it is cold there already. So I'm sure that shawl is keeping you warm. So congratulations, Emma. Please send your shipping info to Hannah. Yay! Okay, and number 2. The winner was number 20, who is John Boy NY, who is Jimmy, who's in the US. And now I'm really wishing that your prize wasn't in Hannah's apartment. And I forgot to tell you what you won. Oh my goodness, where is it? I'm so confused. You won a project bag by Deborah Makes Crafts and some other goodies that she threw in there. So congratulations. Send your address to Hannah. Or, I mean, if it's a big problem, you guys can also send it to me. But Hannah had surprises, so that is easier. So congratulations, Jimmy. He knit a pandemonium sweater that sadly I can't see. I just friended him on Instagram. He linked to an Instagram photo in the thread, and he has a private account, which is fine. But everyone just go follow him so that you can see it. I can't wait to see it. And then our third prize, which is a skein of yarn dyed by Hannah. And some beautiful polymer clay charms of little cats by, I'm gonna get this right, Anna Yanesis. She has an Etsy store. Yes, so thank you for those donations. And the winner of that was number 18, These Little Hands, who is Millicent in South Africa. So many cool locations we get to send stuff to. And I also saw on her Ravelry page that Millicent has the Little Hands podcast. So I'm gonna go check that out. So congratulations. And our last but not least prize is a skein of yarn of the winner's choice from fullyspun.com, which was donated by Brooke. And what Brooke does is really cool. She hand dyes roving and then gets it mill spun, and it just has this incredibly cool look to it. And we thought that that was just so creative and so unique. So we decided that that should be the prize for Hannah and my choice for the most Stephen West inspired photo. We didn't have that many people really go for it. We had a few, and we really do appreciate those of you who just had a little bit of fun. Again, it wasn't required, but we appreciated, you know, looking at those. So anyway, the winner of that is Caitlin. Caitlin knit the most amazing parachutey, and it's Caitlin from the Wool Jewel podcast, and she was Wool Jewel on Ravelry. So congratulations, Caitlin. Yeah, again, how to do this? Well, Caitlin, I'll send you a message. It's probably best for you to get in contact with Brooke so that you can tell her what you would like, and she can send it out to you. So, yay! Another Cal. It's so much fun to like give away prizes, you guys. So much fun. So yeah, that is it. Congratulations to all the winners, and if you stuck around this long, goodbye. Goodbye. I'll see you guys when I get back. So happy summer, happy knitting, happy crafting, and I'll see you very soon.